social media friends, international web people. This is your good friend, Dr. Cortez D. Sims, affectionately known as Coach Sims. And before I even get started with a Forward Friday, something very different, please subscribe, please click like, please everything that my name is connected to a social media platform. I just want to say something real quick that I think will be very, very appropriate for you before your weekend start, is to let you guys know that, listen, you will never be perfect. You will never be perfect. Let's take the pressure off. Let's take the hat off. Let's just unloosen some things. And I just want to let you know that you will never be perfect. Apply some grace to yourself. All right. And the thing is, it's too much pressure to put yourself through all these different dilemmas and all these different puzzles and all these different formalities and stuff. And that's unnecessary. You were never meant to be a perfect person after all the different things that has happened since the fall of man, Genesis 3 and things like that, for those who love the Bible. But listen, what I want to say to you is just a mental health note, is that when you give a word or you commit to something and you relapse on it, relapse happened before the recovery of anything. So this is more like a mental health note, which is part of the stages of change, is what we call in psychoeducation. So the stages of change is when you have different steps when you want to go through recovery, whether because you want to recover from, because you was in some type of substance abuse or some mental illness or something that gave you some emotional trauma and things like that. But just know that those same principle applies in other things. So relapse comes before the recovery. Here's what I'm trying to say to you. When you're going through a recovery process, relapse always happens, or it would be knocking at your door. So this means what? I don't want you to be hard on yourself. I don't want you to feel like, oh my God, if I make the mistake, I'm a horrible person. If I make the mistake, then what are people going to think about me? Just know that that's part of the process, because you're working on something that has had you bound, or that has had you in a place of you was trying to do things to please people and probably didn't even realize it, or going through traditional things that people had these high expectations on you in your lifetime. But to break the cycles and to do something different, you may relapse along the way. So guess what? Give yourself grace. Apply grace to yourself and just tell yourself, hey, why am I telling people ahead of time, well, you know I'm not perfect? That's one of the things that we don't have to give these disclaimers when you know that you don't intentionally plan on doing things. Or if you plan on doing things, don't try to give a license to say that I'm not perfect. We already know that already. You will never be perfect. You can only give your best. You can only apply and give your best foot forward. You can ever say, hey, I want to keep being the best version of who I am and just keep doing what I need to do so I can stay in the place of resilience, in a place of tenacity, in a place of stamina. So once again, as you move forward on these Fridays, ladies and gentlemen, just know that you will never be perfect. And you don't have to say it. Just be encouraged, move forward, do what you need to do. But just know that in the meantime, if it just so happen that you break a promise, because see, the whole thing about relapsing is basically this. It's when you make a word, you make a vow, and then you break it. But here's the deal. If you continue to break it, then yes, you may have to revisit some other stuff forward in there. And I'll talk about that in my relapse prevention courses and things like that, that I have no problem with, to give you a free consultation about it. And so we can show you how you can move forward with that, because a lot of the things that a lot of us deal with is that, man, I don't want to have to fail. I don't want to have to fail miserably. I don't want to have to repeat things. Well, just know that that's part of it. Relapse comes before the recovery. All right. So share this with some other people. Let them know that, hey, it's okay to be human, but we don't want to intentionally do things knowing that these are what the results is going to come and give you. These are what the outcomes are going to produce for you, because you didn't change your patterns. Because a lot of people still like to say practice makes perfect, which I want to challenge you and say, no, practice makes permanent until the cycle is broken. And then now we have a different practice to practice. All right, which all means to exercise. Hey, God bless you. Have a great day. Take care, take charge, and move forward. But just know, on this Forward Friday and every Friday that makes you move forward on that recreation, on those trips, on those getting some things done, on getting to yourself, because you probably had a harsh week of being a parent, an entrepreneur, or any person, or a college student. Oh my God. So just know, don't be hard on yourself. Apply grace to yourself. We give grace to everybody. Oh, don't worry about it. Hey, I got you. Hey, I understand. But do you do that to yourself? Do you forgive yourself? Do you allow yourself time and take yourself off the clock? It is okay to do that. And just know that you will still get things done at the best time, at the right time. Okay, God bless you guys. Take care, take charge, and I will see you at the top and every other place until the next time. Take care.